Well, there's no one we like to stay in touch with more than our Crossroads founder, David Mainse, who's all poised to start the fourth leg of his Cross Canada Thank You Canada tour. Dad, David Mainse, he's out in Vancouver. How you doing?
Yes, I'm on my way up to Prince Rupert this morning. And by the way, Ron, I'd like you to check on the on our records. I'm getting there a day early, actually, and I want to take the ferry across to the Queen Charlotte Islands. I've never been there before, over to Sandspit, and find some people that have supported the ministry over in the Queen Charlotte's, Ron, so I could say a thank you for the past, thank you for the present, and then share the vision, and thank you for the future.
All right, I will do that, and I'll get that to you. I guess I'll have to do it pretty quickly because you're heading right up there. Well, Dad, how you feeling physically? You're back on the road. It's going to be a day after day, night after night thing. Are you ready for it?
Oh, I'm feeling great, and I even put on the T-shirt that you and Anne brought from Oberammergau, the Passion play over in Germany. Can you see it there? There it is. The little there's the picture of Oberammergau. And thank you for the T-shirt. Anyhow, Ron, this is a momentous week, the 10th anniversary of 9/11. And if you'll remember, 100 Huntley Street was live on the air just minutes after the first airplane struck the first of the Twin Towers. And then we were live on the air when the second airplane struck. And we literally carried the first coverage across the country, live pictures from New York City. And then, Ron, of course, you went down to New York City where you worked with the Port Authority as a chaplain there. And so the papers are filled with those stories this week. Our hearts are saddened, and yet thankful there hasn't been another major attack of that nature, thank God.
Mm-hmm. Well, we certainly vividly remember that day. And yes, you were live on air. And then, someone, I think it was probably George, the producer, who walked in and said, something's happening, and we cut to the news feed that we had, and then I did have opportunity to go. Now, this coming Monday, we're going to have some special programming, on the day after the 9/11 10th anniversary here on 100 Huntley Street, and we hope to bring some reports from New York. So, Dad, you've got a full schedule coming up. There's pastors' meetings, at lunch in the various communities, and then the evening meetings. Why don't you give an invitation?
Well, I've even stopped by in some communities. I'll stop and I'll call on the phone people who've supported the ministry to say thanks, and then say, how about meeting me for a coffee at Tim Hortons? And so I do that as well in various little communities, wherever I can find any people that have supported the ministry. That's what it's all about. And not only am I saying thank you, but I have a message, I believe, from God that is burning in my heart to share with everyone who comes out to the events. Now, tomorrow, which is Wednesday, September the 7th, we're at the chairman of the Ministerial Association's church for our pastors' meeting. Every day at noon, we have pastors' gatherings, and we're doing a survey, of course, in connection with McMaster University Divinity College. And then tomorrow evening, of course, in Prince Rupert at the Pentecostal Tabernacle, 7 p.m.
Okay, we're looking on the screen there, Dad, and we can see then on Thursday, September 8th, in Terrace Pentecostal Assembly, and then on Friday, September the 9th, Mountain View Assembly in Smithers, BC, and then on Saturday at Island Gospel Fellowship, and then Monday, September 12th, Vanderhoof, a Christian Fellowship in Vanderhoof. By the way, the Island Gospel Fellowship is in Burns Lake. So now, Dad, you got to describe what this fourth leg is going to be like, because you're kind of jumping back and forth between BC and Alberta.
Well, actually, I'm a little bit concerned that I get through the mountains before the snow begins to fall. Yeah. And the weather is, of course, beautiful here right now on the West Coast. It's just gorgeous. And but I want to get through the mountains, back into Alberta, throughout Alberta, and then back across the pass into British Columbia and ending up around the end of October. Of course, Prince George as well. I mentioned that. You didn't get to Prince George on Tuesday, September the 13th, Lakewood Alliance for the Pastors Luncheon. and the Westwood Mennonite Brethren Church in the evening, and so on. We're heading across with this fourth leg of our tour.
All right.
I want to encourage everybody to come.
Well, and the full schedule, at least for the month of September, is online at crossroads.ca, and probably within the next few days we'll also have the October schedule online as well, so you can see when he's coming into your area. Encourage you to go on out and see him and have him say thank you. That's what he wants to do. Dad, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Now there are even more ways to join the 100 Huntley Street online community. We'd love to hear from you, so stay in touch with us.